Resident Evil Village, retailing for $59.99, is available on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox platforms. It continues the trend started by Resident Evil 7 by being in first person, starring Ethan Winters, and featuring evil mold that is doing things to people. But this time the mold does more than make people super strong and give them regeneration. Apparently, the mold can do all kinds of things. It can make you a vampire with claws, or turn you into one of the citizens of Innsmouth, or make you control puppets, I guess. Or give you magnet lightning powers. Seems like this mold has a lot of options when you come right down to it. Unless you're a non-boss encounter. Then you're either a generic zombie or a werewolf. Those are the only options. The game takes place somewhere in Europe, and it is never specified exactly where. Apparently, they have a vague accent and speak English. It seems mountainous, and there is snow. Vagaries of location aside, this game looks really nice, and could almost be mistaken for some kind of real location. The gameplay is solid, but also varied, with it being split into broadly 4 parts. The first section being very combat heavy, and also having a cat and mouse element as you are constantly trying to avoid the giant vampire lady. With the next 2 sections being almost completely devoid of combat, where you're dealing with the puppeteer woman and the fish man. And while the lack of combat and more emphasis on puzzles in these sections make them interesting the first time through, these sections will really bog down subsequent playthroughs. Then the final chapter versus Electric Man, well, they're back to combat, only now the generic zombie-looking enemies now have cyborg parts on them, so they look like low-quality Borg cosplayers. This game does have an economy to it, with enemies dropping crystal body parts that you sell to the very heavy-set merchant. He has supplies and ammo and guns, and can upgrade those guns. And if you kill animals throughout the game, he can cook the animal meat and get you upgrades for your character, like health and damage resistance. The guns in this game are somewhat of a disappointment because A, there is not very many of them, and B, new guns are always a straight upgrade for you. So once you find a new handgun or a new shotgun, there is no reason to keep and continue upgrading the old gun. Which is disappointing because in older Resident Evil games, like 4 and 5, there were arguments to be made for every single gun in the game, depending on your playstyle and what you were trying to do. And it is a shame to see that kind of nuance die. The game is relatively short, only clocking in at about 10 hours. It does, however, offer New Game Plus and ways to unlock infinite versions of all the weapons, as well as a Mercenaries mode. The gameplay that is on offer is all very good and very polished. The problem is, 10 hours for the main story is just a little too short for me to justify a $60 price tag. So while I will recommend this game, I will recommend that you wait till you find a deal of some kind, either a buy 2 get 1 free on games, or maybe just till you see this for $40 or less, because $60 is too much for what's on offer. It should be noted that all platforms do have a bundle available with this game and Resident Evil 7, complete for $80. And that makes it $40 a game for each of these games, and that's absolutely worth it, so I'd recommend doing that if you must have this game right now, and you don't already own 7. If you already own 7, then just wait a while. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends.